So this video is to walk you through how to create your own task on Observ. Now, a task or a camera task is basically these cards over here. They allow you to set up your camera and consolidate all the events that you want to detect. So maybe for this camera over here, since it sees a street and a construction area, we can set up events like checking if everyone here is wearing correct PPE, the traffic flow over here, how heavy is the traffic, is the construction affecting the traffic somehow. So that's the whole idea of it. And in this video, let's create our own task. So over here at the office, what we want to be wary of is if anyone's at the office late at night, maybe someone's walking around in front of the door. So now we can set up a task to watch out for that. So make sure that you're in your task page. Once you're there, select this to create a new task. So we want to select the camera task, and this is basically the one where you attach your camera into one of these cards. There are a lot more options over here. You can make this camera task multiple times all at once by selecting the batch task creation, or you can do a video file instead if you want to test out the AI detection model if it's working over there. But for this video, for simplicity, we're going to select the camera task, also just because it's kind of a backbone in a lot of the tasks that we have. Most likely it's going to be a camera task. So let's select that. Now you enter this page where you just fill everything in. Now our task name is going to be the name of the camera just so we can cross-identify them more clearly. I mentioned that this is going to be the office door, so let's write that down over here. Now on our platform, an organization is basically a group of locations. So maybe you're an office with multiple branches. The organization is going to be your company name, and then the location is going to be each individual office. So if you don't have that, by default, we have VisionAI. Now the location, like I mentioned, intuitively, it's going to be named whatever that office is. Maybe you have a New York office and a Taiwan office. So you're going to name it New York branch or Taiwan branch. But for the demo, I basically just use my name first. And you'll see the time zone over here is something you can't edit. That's because the time zone is attached to the location. When you create a new location, you have to enter coordinates, and we just automatically check the time zone based on that. Now let's go back to the existing locations, reselect all of those. Next up, we have to select our camera. Now you can set up a new camera, and you'll see over here that the basis of all our streams is an rtsp protocol. So in essence, this is what our platform uses to communicate with IP cameras. The rtsp is going to be in the form of a URL. Now again, in this case, I've already set all of this up. So I'm just going to select the office front as my camera. Now there are advanced options over here. First, we have the decoder. So when videos are sent over to our platform, they're usually encoded and then decoded so that as the video travels, it's more compressed, and then we just decompress it over here. Now that decompression phase, you can decide if you want to use your GPU or CPU to do so. Next, we have the compute target and compute node. So this is related to virtual machines. The compute node is the specific machine or part of that machine that you want to use for AI inferencing. And then the target is basically a cluster of those nodes. Next is the schedule. So I mentioned that I want to do detection at night. I want to check if anyone is still in front of the office. So I can set this up to run daily and only run at specific times. So if everyone leaves the office by 8, I'm going to set this to run from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. and then again from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. just before anyone else is supposed to be here. You can also set this up to run weekly, but again, for demo purposes, let's set this up to full time. Let's click next and click the scenario that we want to follow. So I mentioned not wanting anyone in front of the office. So that's going to be looking for people in an area. Let's use virtual fencing for person, wherein we can draw an area over here. And if anyone enters that area, we can get an alert. Now let's select next and select the specific event that we're looking for. So again, nothing too fancy, nothing too special. We just want to check if a person is inside the zone that we want to draw. Now let's go on and create that task. Now just basically give it a few seconds to connect to our dashboard. It won't refresh automatically, so what you can do is click refresh. So once you refresh the page, you're going to see that your new task is over here.